Opa! Welcome everybody to Stavvy's World. 904-800-STAV. Call in. We'll solve all your problems. I'm pumped to have one of my. Honestly, this is the first time I've ever had someone whose bowels I ate religiously when I moved to New York. This is the first proprietor of a restaurant that I used to get when I was depressed, coming from a shitty open mic and just drowning, bombing in the fried chicken bows at Bow House. Please, so happy to have my boy Eddie Wong in here. Thank you so much for coming, brother.
Thank you for putting my bowels in your mouth.
Dude,
Thank you.
Dude, truly, man. It's like you've done so much cool shit, but like in my heart, nothing will mean as much as the bows.
Yo, I feel like too, like it's funny, like when you come out strong like that, and you're like in people's bodies physically.
Yes,
like,
yes.
Nothing else is gonna touch it unless I start doing like erotic ASMR.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I've already been in
my
your
brain
body.
stem. You got to get just deep in that caveman brain.
Yeah, but I thank you, bro. Dude. I appreciate it. Like that's that day one shit.
Yeah.
I'm a come town day one too. I followed you to Stavvy's
There we
World,
go, brother.
Know?
There we go. I love it, dude. That's what I like to hear. Hey, and I would follow you to any different cuisine restaurant you open up. Let me make that clear.
Done.
No, man, but so happy to have you on the pod. And obviously you started. You're the rare guy who like starts at a restaurant and then is able to like write books, get movies, like all that. It's pretty fucking sick.
Thanks,
that
man.
off the strength of essentially a Taiwanese sandwich, you were able to fucking have a whole media career. So salute to you, brother.
Thanks, man. No, I always felt like I was literally surrounded by like evil geniuses in the restaurant industry.
Yeah.
Like there's just certain people in the restaurant. Like there was this guy, Heedley, like they would help us out with electrical. I'm like, dog, how do you know how to do IT and electrical and everything? You work at Bauhaus?
Yeah.
And then there's another dude, Greg Simmons, who's like this ill, like fine artist painter now.
Sick.
He came from Bauhaus, and I was like, yo, y'all were all geniuses. And then there was this dude that was just like freebasing meth off a Mountain Dew can. And I was like, I've never seen this technique.
Yeah.
This is an ill technique. Like he might be the illest genius, but I had to let him go. And that was was like the hardest conversation ever. He's like, why, man? I did much. I'm like, yeah, but you also just freebased meth off a Mountain Dew can. And everybody saw you on break do it.
If you were discreet, maybe we could keep you on the fucking team.
Yeah, I was like, if I was the only one to see you, I might have pretended like I didn't know what was going on.
Right. He really loves warming up his Mountain Dew. he likes a real hot cup of Mountain Dew.
He invented Code Red.
That truly is a Code Red.
Yeah.
Put that motherfucker in rehab. But yeah, man, thanks for coming to the pod. And we're also sons of Maryland.
Oh yeah.
In this house right now.
Yeah.
We're Baltimore boys. You grew up mostly, was it Silver Spring or?
Yeah, I was born in Silver Springs. And then my parents, somebody tried to break into the house, I think like when I was like 2 or 3, like that.
Yeah.
And my mom's dad had some bread at the time, so he helped them get a house in Oakton, Virginia.
Oh, okay, nice.
We moved to Oakton, Virginia,
Nice,
and now I was out there,
Got you.
And like, it's wild though how many people are from like Baltimore, Northern Virginia area that are like popping now.
The DMV, absolutely.
Yeah, man, we're doing our thing.
Yeah, and I feel like when I was coming up, there wasn't that much going on. Like I remember, especially in comedy, like we kind of clung to Patton Oswalt, who really wasn't even from there. I think he like spent some time in Virginia, but like and DC obviously has a ton of like Chappelle, Wanda Sykes, lot Martin Lawrence, like there's like a ton of like black comics, but it's like that's DC, and then so like Baltimore really honestly didn't have much going on.
Yeah, I remember the peaks, like the things you were proud about was like Dunbar High School.
Yeah.
Because them motherfuckers could ball, and like Sam Cassell.
Sam Cassell came out of there.
Home of the ugliest basketball player of all time.
Yeah, we have Sam Cassell. Right. We had when I went there, who's that kid? A kid who played at Dunbar ended up playing for the Rams for a while. He was like a kick returner. We played against him. But yeah, there was nothing. No one really was popping off like that.
I remember Tupac was like in school.
He went to Baltimore School for the Arts. That's where he met Jada.
Yeah. And so I was like, I was kind of proud of that.
Yeah.
The fucking Tupac went to an art school in the DMV.
I did an after school a theater program at that when I was in middle school. So I share some education with Tupac there, but he was
okay.
That was me.
And the most trifling joint ever, Jada, you share.
Yeah.
I feel like her and Robin Givens is just like dog. That's kryptonite.
Robin, I gotta salute Robin for just somehow spinning randomly being on. Like, she was like the news person for Howard Stern. Yeah. And then, like, look at her now, dude.
Wait, no. I'm talking about Mike Tyson's ex.
Oh, fuck.
Robin Givens.
Robin Quivers is who I'm thinking
Robin
of.
Quivers, yeah. I fuck with Robin Quivers, so I fuck with Robin Quivers. Too,
yeah.
Robin Quivers is the illest.
Yeah, I didn't know Robin Givens was from...
Oh, no, she's not from Boston. I just mean, like, she's as trifling as Jada.
Yeah, sure.
I'm like, if there's two women that could, like, out-jujitsu me,
yes,
it's like those two.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No chance Jada would crush. I mean, Will Smith had all the strength of Scientology behind him. And being the most famous guy in the world for 2 decades, and it was no match. Yeah, like she just wore him down. She's a powerful entity.
The strength of L. Ron Hubbard.
yeah, she overcame L. Ron.
Crushed.
Yeah,
and then crushed himself trying to like win back his own pride. I'm like, I know. Damn, son.
I know, it really is.
She beat science.
She did, dude. She did. She had her thetan levels are out of control. If you put Jada in one of those like Scientology like measuring thing, it would just explode. They'd be like, it's the it's our Antichrist.
So wild.
She ruined our series. Yeah, one of our perfectly manicured closeted superstars. She completely ruined him.
She took science down.
Yeah.
But I ain't mad at it. Like
I honestly,
science was up.
Yeah.
Science blew a 3-0 lead.
I hate that it had to be Will Smith, but it is nice to see Scientology get their comeuppance.
Yeah.
I did see Wild Wild West in theaters. I owned the Big Willie style CD. Yeah. We played it at my 11th birthday party at Maura Crossman Recreation Center, where me and Eldest shared Papa John's pizzas with extra garlic sauce. Even as fat children, we were like, yeah, Ma, make sure that we each need our own garlic sauce. Yeah. We're not splitting garlic sauces around here.
You're not gonna make a song like Getting Jiggy With It and not be punished. Yeah. Like you will be punished one day. You fucking unleashed Getting Jiggy With It.
There was a big comeuppance. And then it's so funny because he also had Just the Two of Us with his son before Jaden, who now is like, where is that guy? Remember?
I don't know whose kid was that. Who was the mom?
I don't know.
Jada was the mom, and he became the Karate Kid.
No. He had a kid before Jada.
Oh, there's one before.
I think so because he had that kid that he did the duet of Just the Two of Us was with his son. And recently I put it together. I was like, wait, that can't. Yeah, there we go. Will Smith's son and Just the Two of Us. There we go, Eldest. Hurry up.
I didn't know there was a Trey. Huh. Yeah, he's been erased.
He's got a son named Trey that no one knows about.
This is his Adonis.
Yeah, without Pusha T, this is his Adonis. This is what Adonis's life would be like without Pusha T.
We need Pusha T to do the Trey diss track. Is he on? He's on Getting Jiggy With It too?
He's on Getting Jiggy With It.
That's why the universe erased him. He's on Miami
Poor
and
Trey.
Getting Jiggy With It. Is that?
I loved Miami, by the way. That was my shit when I was 10.
Wow. Yeah, I can't front. I had that album.
Yeah.
I copped that album.
Oh yeah.
But like I can't if I hear Getting Jiggy With It now, I'm like this hurts me.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'd be in a Family Mart in like Taiwan and I'm like Getting Jiggy With It's on.
Yeah.
What?
That makes sense. That's like such a strange type of like American music that foreign people would run with.
Yes.
Outside of the cultural context. They're like, yeah, throw this on.
I've been malls in Taiwan where they're just playing full Marshall Mathers albums like all the way through. And I'm like, you guys have no idea what this is.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's fucking sick. So your family came from Taiwan, first generation?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, same. Yeah. We got all that's in common in this room. Everyone here's first gen. Eldest
I'm
literally.
Technically not.
Well, I know Eldest is even more fresh off the boat than us.
Oh,
because he was born in Albania.
I was like 3 years old.
Wow!
Yeah. He spent a couple years in the motherland. He was baptized in Greece. They stopped over in Greece, and then he came. He is the most foreign of all of us.
Are you one of those Albanian dudes that pretends to be Greek?
No, he could never.
That's good. I'm glad you claim it. You claim it.
Yeah.
I am friends with like Greeks. I guess like my closest
That's
friends
right,
are
you
Greek
are.
or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, I don't claim it.
I feel
claim
like this is an
Albania.
Albanian cultural golden age, right? You got BB Rexa, you got Action Bronson,
Dua Lipa.
Oh,
now you're claiming
We'll
Dua
claim
Lipa.
her.
Yeah, Dua Lipa,
Now you're
of course.
claiming Dua Lipa.
We
Dua
gotta
Lipa's
stick
the
together.
queen.
Now we're sticking together.
Wait, why wouldn't you?
No,
claim
there was a
Dua
big.
Lipa?
There was a big. They weren't.
Technically, she's a Kosovar. She's not Albania. It's a little touchy over there. But Albania claims
Now
her.
that she's up,
I claim her.
yeah, now you do. Even a couple years ago, you were singing a different tune.
Yeah.
But that video where she was fucking on the mic stand, that's one of the best videos in the
Come on,
universe.
man.
And then Eldest changed his tune after that video came out.
Yeah, the Albanians are up. What can I say?
Y'all are up.
It's
big.
It's a
Y'all are
momentary
big.
blip. It's a momentary blip. It's coming down.
Albanians got all that. All the Greeks got right now is that Drake song "Grease."
No, yeah, that came and went.
Which is hard.
That came and went. We don't have we don't have much right now. I'm trying to get the torch passed from Stamos and lead us to a next golden age.
Yeah, I feel like they jacked your fucking wallpaper though for that Grease video.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
just had
yeah.
an owl fly around.
Yeah.
But they definitely jacked the aesthetic of Stavvy's
Absolutely, absolutely. We can't talk about it. We're in open litigation.
world. Yeah, yo,
With
my bad.
October's very own, as we speak.
Stavvy versus the owl.
I would love to take to fucking get his ass.
Yeah,
in the
you and
court.
Stamos, bro. That would be dope.
We got it. That's the. I mean, we got to get Giannis on here too. My boy Giannis Pappas. Yeah. He's legit friends with Stamos. We just got to get Giannis on here. But yeah, the goal, honestly, that's the boss of the first level of Stavvy's world is when we get Stamos, then we can level up. Then you know what, Eldest? We'll get a new studio when we get Stamos in this apartment. Like that'll be our fucking final goal.
Yeah, we gotta orchestrate it.
Yeah.
See, that's what happens. You just need a few people to pop culturally and be like flaming Greek.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like we have it. Like we had everything everywhere all at once, and there was just like we are so Asian.
Yeah.
We are gonna ride this Asian wave to the Oscars. That's all y'all gotta do. Man. It's like one or two, and then just like make everybody carry the flag.
That would be like if My Big Fat Greek Wedding won every Oscar.
Yeah.
That's essentially the same thing.
Yeah.
I will say Everything Everywhere All at Once. Bit of a better movie, but it's close.
Teddy Santis is popping. Ma, you and Teddy. You know, like, dude, you guys need one more leg of the Greek Revolution.
We do need a hot lady that everybody wants to fuck.
Yes.
You know that
you need a Greek chick in Euphoria.
Yeah. With sideburns.
Yeah.
With awesome tits, but like really like a mustache you can see, sideburns that go down.
Yeah. It's real talent for heroin.
Yeah. I would love that. We do need to get that. Get that guy. Get that fucking dude. What's his name? Who makes every actress take her tits out too much? Barry Levinson's son. Actually, from Baltimore.
Oh, he's from Baltimore too.
Barry Levinson's from Baltimore.
Oh wow!
But his kid's probably like
from LA.
From LA.
Yeah.
That article that came out was hilarious. Where it's like they don't know what the fuck they're doing with that show.
Oh yeah, the weekend show.
Yeah.
It sounds like a fun set to be on.
Yeah, it really sounds like they went throwback with how Hollywood was. Sounds like it's like Hollywood from the 20s.
Yeah, feels like method acting.
Yeah. Yes, The Weeknd's really getting in character as the proprietor of a sex cult.
People write those articles to be like, this show it's a disaster. Like I'm not gonna watch. I'm like, this just makes me want to watch more.
Yeah.
When you tell me like, Brian De Palma or like Francis Ford Coppola is taking years to make a film, like I cannot wait.
I have to see it. It's either going to be sick or it's going to be a train wreck. And this I don't want to jinx it. It feels like it's going to be kind of fucking weird, but we'll see. Either way, I'm tuning in. I don't actually watch
Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, he's got Shia in the mix?
It's Shia, like there was some controversy, like Shia LaBeouf is in this film. I think it's called like Metropolis or something.
Oh, really?
And
wait. This is
I think it's Francis Ford Coppola. I'm not sure. We can check the internet, but I think it's
now
it's
that you're saying
Ford
it,
Coppola.
Now that you're saying it, that is ringing some bells.
And I'm just like, wait. There's an over budget film. There's Francis Ford Coppola. There's Shia LaBeouf.
Like
this is gonna get hot.
It's gonna be fucking awesome.
This is gonna be Megalopolis.
I have heard of this.
This is gonna
Talia Shire's in it. Oh my god, this is awesome.
Like they have all these articles.
$100 million epic feature.
They want you to be like, it's burning in flames. I'm like, no, this is going to be great. This is going to be...
Adam Driver, Forrest Whitaker, Natalie Mayo, John Voight, Lawrence Fishburne, Natalia Shire, Jason Schwartzman. Oh, that's very interesting.
Like, if this is a shit show, I'm buying all the row seats in a row.
Yeah.
I'm coming. I'm bringing a Euro. I'm watching this shit.
do love when something is fucking out of control. Like, yeah, because that's the thing. It's either going to be awesome or it's going to be fucking horrible. But
yeah.
Hey, what are you going to do?
Even though it, like, sometimes the best movies is, like, so horrible that I'm like, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, I just saw the seventh wonder of the world. Just like, it's that bad.
Is it? All right, we got to put it. My favorite, there's a couple, one of my favorite movies in terms of the so out of control, this rules, is, this is a really good one. Have you ever seen Ricochet, the Denzel movie?
No.
It's Denzel.
I've not seen it.
Denzel, and it's, who's
John Lithgow's
John
the bad
Lithgow,
guy,
dude,
and he is the most unhinged villain like in a movie. It's so sick.
It's incredible.
I love shit like that.
It makes no sense. Lithgow is out of control. You get like Denzel, who's still awesome, but like it's cool to see him as young Denzel figuring it out. Perfect. A couple other good ones. A lot of like late period Russell Crowe. He has that one. He has the road rage movie. You ever seen that one? You didn't see
even
that
like
one?
his early shit, like Romper Stompers, Crazy.
Okay, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, he's like a Australian neo-Nazi, like bad guy. It was like his breaking role. It was crazy shit.
Sick.
You gotta watch.
I do love a just dumbass movie, and just that's your day is watching something really fucking stupid.
Yeah, like cult films.
Yeah.
Like that's really what I like watching the most. Like I watch this movie like Cockfighter, and
the
dude doesn't talk the whole time, and it's just like chickens and roosters fighting, and then he has one line at the end, and it's like this guy didn't say anything because like he had a like a bad relationship breakup thing. Yeah, this movie Cockfighter is out of control.
That's awesome. Throw it on the list, Eldest.
You will like this film.
I will watch Cockfighter. Great name. That's sick, man. So you come over here fresh off the literally fresh off the boat with the family, and then you guys are in Virginia, and your family's just foreign as hell.
Yeah, my mom and dad they went to the university. My mom went to the University of Maryland. Okay. My dad was at the community college.
That's right. That we talked about this. You were conceived in College Park, Maryland.
Yeah, I was conceived in College Park.
Go Terps.
Your story starts where Eldest got jacked off for the first time.
The Len Bias years.
Yeah.
Bro.
Wow, freebasing follows you everywhere.
My dad was always like, don't do coke. Just randomly would just turn to me like in the middle of the day. Hey, don't do coke. I'm like 14. Len Bias died from coke. Yeah. It was like the first big thing he learned in America.
Right.
But no, he met my mom at a house party in College Park. Wow. And my mom didn't invite him because he went to the community college. But
subpar dick.
Yeah. Broke dick.
Yeah, broke dumb dick. Yeah.
So, but he had heard there was like, a lot of moisture at this party. So he showed up. And she's like, what are you doing here? And he had the audacity. He goes, I'm here to dance with you.
Wow.
And then, he wrapped her like a gyro.
Nice.
And then I popped out.
The rest is history.
That was it.
Yeah.
that was it. And I was like, there's photos of me with them in college, and I'm getting passed around like a hot tub.
That's awesome.
It's wild. I was a college baby. So
that's so funny.
I had no chance, man.
You were fucked. That is fun, though, when someone has a kid and you're like smoking weed. You're like playing video games. You're holding someone's fucking kid.
Dude, one of my only childhood memories is I remember they had this party with their college friends, and somebody had a pool. And I would just remember being like, whoa, this is a giant pool. Like, pools are huge. Yeah. And my dad goes, all right, we're going to play a game. You're not going to, it's going to take 3 hours. I'm like, what game? And I was like maybe 6 at the time. Yeah. And he's like, all right, there's a hole in this watermelon. Cover the hole and float in the water. And I just floated, covering the hole in this watermelon for 3 hours. And he's like, yo, give me the watermelon. And I remember I gave him the watermelon. He cut it open and it was spiked, and they were all eating spiked watermelon. I was just fucking floating with this fucking watermelon in the pool forever.
So he could hang out.
Yeah.
Like this, just so he would keep you like, no, this is really important, Eddie.
Yeah.
You have to cover the, and you know what? He did trust you, because if that little hand slips, there's spiked watermelons full of chlorine water.
Yeah, he knew I was like a responsible responsible kid. He was always like, you're a responsible kid.
That's awesome.
If I told you to do something, you would do it. But then it kind of fucked me because I was like, yo, I keep getting tricked, man.
Yeah.
I'm so earnest about this, and you're a fucking dickhead.
And there was no other kids either, right? It was just college kids.
Yeah.
Like, that's why. And so your parents came here to go to school?
So my dad's brother was a very like accomplished engineer.
Okay.
So he, I think, was the architect on a couple major bridges in the DMV.
Gotcha.
And because he did that good work, then the rest of the family was able to come through.
Gotcha.
And my dad came, and he was like a waiter at a restaurant doing community college.
Nice.
But then he knocked up my mom. My mom's dad had a furniture store.
Wow.
Then my dad started working at the furniture store. And he was a hustler. Wow, it was like, once you let my dad in, it's a wrap.
He's like a vampire.
He's a vampire. He's going to run your business.
Once you invite him in, he's taking over the whole place.
It's now his business.
Yeah.
You know? That's my dad. That's my dad.
Damn. So did they get married, or were they like right after like they got knocked up, or was it just...
they got married, and it was that's when I realized that, like, just because you're married doesn't mean you're in love.
Yeah. Because they must have been fucking young, right?
Yo, very young.
Like in their 20s, early 20s.
I think my mom was 21 or 22. Damn. It might have been 21. And then my dad, I think, was like 26 or 27 at the time.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Yeah, something around
35.
That age. Yeah.
42.
Because he had to go to the army, so he was older. He went to the army in Taiwan, and then he like came over here.
That's how Greece is too. Everyone has compulsory military service.
Yeah.
Did you get drafted by the Taiwanese army?
No, because I waited till I was past, I think, the age of like, I think past 36, then you can get citizenship, and you're like too old to serve.
Yeah. No, they drafted me in the Greek army.
What?
And I was just like, I live in America. I'm not coming.
That's crazy.
And I had to like sign a paperwork, and if I stay in Greece longer than 3 months, they will arrest me and take me to the army. Luckily, I've only been there, like a couple, 2-3 weeks. Yeah. But I can't be there 3 consecutive months, or I will straight up, or 3 months in a year, not even consecutive, or they will.
Is there an age you can get to where they no longer will just like snatch you for the army?
Yeah, I think there's probably something. I think it's probably mid-30s, something like that. But it's also like, I'm like,
you got flat feet?
Yeah, dude, I mean, look at me. There's like 8 things. There's probably 15 things that disqualify me.
You can't fucking serve. They just have you doing fucking live specials in the army.
I'm doing podcasts.
Yeah. Stavvy's in the mess hall at 7 p.m.
That would be kind of sick. Do the radio show. Okay. So that's and so were their friends all like? Was everybody Asian? Because I remember
Chinese, Taiwanese.
Everyone's Chinese and Taiwanese, right?
Yeah. They didn't have no other like I really didn't see white people till I like went to school. Because we had such a big family. Like my dad's got 5 brothers and sisters. My mom has 5 brothers and sisters. They all had cousins. It was just, we were like all at each other's houses all the time. But when I went to school, like the DMV is very diverse, so I saw all types of kids. Yeah.
That's interesting. My parents had the same thing where all their friend group, especially Greektown at the time, was like. So it was truly Greek. Like, this is the 80s, before we were born. They had like friends. They had like a Greek theater group where they would put on plays in Greek, and enough people, Greek people, were lived in the neighborhood that they would sell tickets, and like people would come. So it's like all their everything was insular. All the like nightclubs they would go to was Greek. They would go to Greek restaurants. It's so interesting how like you can really maintain that. And I assume probably Asian, like there's such bigger populations of like Chinese and Taiwanese people where that's probably still going on today. Greeks have kind of fallen to the wayside. The community's like splintered. Certainly that wasn't what I grew up in. Yeah. Like by the time I was around, it was like Greektown. Most people had left. Baltimore City was a fucking mess. But it is that always like, I always love going somewhere and being like this, you might as well be in a different country. Yeah. Like I love going to Flushing. I love going to like, I mean, Astoria's kind of fun because it's a bunch of different places, but like just feeling like this is like you could, if you kidnap someone, put them in a fucking trunk and drove them for 14 hours and made like airplane noises, and you dumped them in Flushing, it would take them a while to realize. You know what I mean? Like,
if
I
they'd
like
never
that
seen
shit.
Flushing, they'd be like, I might be in Taipei.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody sold my kidney last night.
Yeah, I love that shit, dude. I love feeling like, well, where the fuck am I right now?
Yeah.
It's a fucking sick feeling.
No, and the thing is like with you know, my wife is Greek, so it's really interesting to me because like I think I took Greek culture for granted.
Yeah.
I was always just like, y'all are like Mediterranean, but like, you know how Italians also, they don't have their neighborhoods as tight as they used to be.
Right, of course.
And then Italian culture became almost just absorbed into dominant American culture.
For sure.
And I feel America really claims it because it was like, Italian was the popular culture of the 70s.
Yeah.
And like early 80s. And
it became a cool like cultural thing. Like the food, the like honestly, I mean, I do think it was mafia movies made it cool, and then especially with the Sopranos, like well, as it was dying down, the Sopranos came out and made it like, I mean, Scorsese obviously, but it was like this perfect thing where it was like Stallone, other Scientologists, Travolta, you know what I mean? Like it. What you're so right. Where it was like Italian just became like, I mean, they all just became very absorbed into like American culture.
It's like black culture in the 90s. It was 70s Italian culture. It was the culture to like be a fan of. And I think with Greek culture, what's interesting is it's so easy as an American to take it for granted. Because like if you look at diners, right? That's Greek. That's a Greek restaurant.
Absolutely.
The
Avgolemono, right? Baby. Yeah, absolutely.
That's in every diner.
Yeah.
That's Greek food. The gyro is everywhere. The spinach pie, like everyone sells a spinach pie.
Yeah.
It's the original beef patty. Until I was with the Greek person, I didn't put, like I knew it was Greek, but I didn't put together that this was a foreign thing.
Right. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. No, it's true because I think we are so under the radar in that there's statistically not that many of us, right?
Yeah.
Like there's not that many Greek people. And it's like the thing that happens to every like white ethnicity after a generation or two, you completely, because there's no visual markers to tell you this person is not the same as most culture, like the head, you know, the dominant culture, most Greek people within 2, 3, 4 generations forget it. They're just like regular ass white people.
Yeah.
So it's like this thing where it's like there's fewer Greek people coming over, the culture gets absorbed in these little ways, and the Greek people that are here don't have any kind of like desire to keep it up because it's a lot of work, and you know it just disappears every generation. It's kind of it sucks, honestly, but
it sucks. It's a cycle though, is because as immigrants we're all here, right, and we band together so that we can survive. It's like a real survival technique, almost a defense mechanism to be like, yo, stick to your community, keep your money in the community, and like we're all gonna help each other, and that's the deal. But then usually there's a couple people that are like, they pop.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait, I can get money outside the community?
Right.
People outside want to come to this restaurant?
Yeah.
Oh shit, let's open it up. And then the other homies that are in the neighborhood selling whatever, you know, Greek culture or say Chinese culture, they may not be up to that dude's standard,
right?
And they're gonna get washed out through gentrification. And then you're in a like you're in a conundrum,
of course.
But that is the natural cycle. We all stick to this deal because it's beneficial until it doesn't become beneficial,
right.
And then people are, you fuck this shit
until you can cash a honky's check.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's kind of sad, but it's also kind of like the natural order.
Yeah.
And
that's the thing about American culture is that it does become this like mishmash over time where different elements of shit is like gets absorbed. It is really interesting. I mean, the Greek shit is like it's always just like a fun little thing. I mean, it certainly does feel like more and more like Asian culture is becoming mainstream. I mean, there does definitely feel like it's not just the like representation shit. It's like, you know, all this shit that rules, right? Like Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's like Michelle Yeoh was like, she's fucking incredible. Her movies are incredible. I love all the like Hong Kong, like, you know, the martial arts movies, the like police story movies, the like all that shit. It's like that stuff has kind of, without even realizing it, that's in the culture because of like started with, you know, Crouching Tiger, and it's like once like who's the director who they brought over to like do Face Off and like
Ang Lee.
Yeah. No, not Ang Lee. But
John Woo
and
Ang Lee did Crouching Tiger.
Exactly. It's like once you kind of those guys get imported, and it's like it does kind of sneak in, and it does feel that way, but it's like you don't really get credit, I guess, and it does feel like people different like groups are starting to actually get credit.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like.
I mean, you guys actually have really good Greek directors.
Right, we do have.
There's the homie doing the A24 horror films and stuff.
Fuck. What the fuck
Who's the dude that did The Lobster?
Pelicanos?
Yeah, The Lobster.
Yeah. The Lobster is
That Colin.
Yorgos. It's
Yorgos Lanthimos.
Yeah.
And then I think the other guy's name is Pelicanos.
Is that
the guy who did Mandy?
Yeah, and then I think there's also a Greek film called like Dogtooth or
Dogtooth.
Yeah, Dogtooth. That movie's crazy.
Yeah.
I watched that movie too, and it just goes to show you like every country has really talented people.
For sure, dude.
No,
you're right. There is like a little bit of a Greek. There's like a little bit of a Greek like film resurgence kind of happening.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
And to me, it's like it's not like right now. There's like a big Asian moment, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessary that like we're better or anything.
Yeah.
It's more that like Hollywood identified that there is a market.
Yeah,
and like.
For sure. It's economics for sure.
It's economics,
for sure.
Man.
But it's the shit that it's also like while you get ignored long enough, you're like, all right, well, I'll just make my own cool shit here by myself. And by the time people are paying attention, it's like, oh, there's so much shit to steal, right? There's so much shit to sell to a mass audience. So it's like that's why I think the shit is ready to go. Like there's so many talented, people, so many like good actors, all this kind of shit. So, it's ready. You're ready to go.
It is. I think y'all are on the cusp.
Yeah. There's not enough of us.
It's a two.
You got the Chinese got the numbers on us.
Yeah. It's true because everyone wanted to get into the Chinese market.
Yeah.
Everyone wants that market. Everyone wants that dollar. And then one of the interesting things they found out on Fresh Off the Boat was like, wait, Black and Latino audiences are really tuning in for like immigrant shows, like Fresh Off the Boat.
Right.
And they were like, whoa, we can like start to endear ourselves to an Asian audience, but it also brings along other people. Boom. And I think every culture should like they can think about it. And it's just about letting people know, like, yo, there's money to be made in my community.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
and
like
it translates.
Sapiens shit.
I do think the immigrant story translates to everyone. Because it's like everyone gets being a fucking fish out of water. Even people that are not immigrants, it's an interesting story, and you see it from a different group's perspective. You're almost like the control group for it. So, it'll be, hopefully.
When I was young, I was like foolish and was just like, yo, if you're the most skilled and you're the best and you're the most truthful, you do it the best, you're going to get on. And like, eventually you may, but you also may end up Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
just the objectively best guy that no one gives a fuck about.
No, and I always watch fucking Godfather 2, and Johnny Ola is just like, yo, Iman Roth is here because he made his partner's money. If people can break bread off your back, they're going to make sure you're standing.
That's all. That's truly it. Yeah, you're so right. And it's like not to be like, and also in Casino, why is the only one who survives Robert De Niro? Because Ace Rothstein makes people money. And it really does unfortunately come down to that. And it's like, if you realize that, and it's like, all right, that's just how it is. Now do whatever the fuck you want. It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Just keep doing it. And like when you have the opportunity, make a cool, I'm definitely trying to come up with some like Greek town stories and some Baltimore Greek stories and all that kind of stuff. But that's in the future. We got a special to shoot. We got a movie to shoot. We got some shit to do.
I would love to do Greek Town. Come on, you heard it here first. I'm the #1 fucking Stav fan.
We definitely did have.
You were talking about like just nutting in basketball jerseys and shit. I'm like, bro, amazing. I always wanted to ask, like, the authentic or the fucking throwaway plastic joint? Because like they got mad holes in them and shit.
No, not the authentic would probably hold up better to washing.
Yeah,
but we didn't have that kind of budget. Definitely the cheap ones from fucking Champ Sports.
Yeah, the plastic one. You got the Del Curry.
Yeah. I did want to ask, since we're talking, you said your girl's Greek. Does it feel good knowing that you're the rare Asian guy, white girl? Because I feel like when you see a Wasian, it's always some skinny, fucked up white guy that has a straight up fetish. You know what I mean? Like every very foreign Chinese or Korean or Japanese woman that you see with like either her fat as shit much older husband or like a tall, skinny, fucked up like anime fan.
Yeah, you see like some like Wall Street white dude with an Asian girl, and you're like, yo, he's having her do tea ceremonies for sure. Got like the Raise the Red Lantern room, you know?
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
No, like it's, you know, I my thing was just like, I grew up in Florida.
Okay.
And like the only other Asian girl that was in my class, my mom gave my dog to.
No,
my mom took my dog Gizmo and gave it to this girl.
I'm gonna pass on the obvious joke there.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say she gave it to them because Thanksgiving was coming up. I'm not saying that.
The dog.
And we're just gonna continue with the story.
Yeah. So my mom gave the dog, and she made fucking Mongolian dog. But no, it was just like there was I remember 2 fly Asian girls in my school.
Right.
One was Kathy and one was Joyce.
Nice.
And like Kathy was my family friend's daughter.
Gotcha.
And she was older than me, so it was like out of range.
Of course.
Joyce was like even more fly and also older, out of my range. You know?
Yeah.
But there was a lot of white girls, there was a lot of Latino girls,
right.
Middle Eastern. So I was always just like talking to girls that were non-Asian. And then I ended up my first girlfriend was white, but then my second one that was a 7-year relationship was a Taiwanese girl.
Oh shit, okay.
And like a lot of people don't know about it, and a lot of my friends will roast me. Like they're like, yo, you like Kanye, man. You got money. You left her ass for a white girl. And not for nothing, I think she lives in Astoria now.
Oh wow.
Right?
Nice.
And she was a great woman.
Yeah.
Just a great woman. It was just like our paths were divergent.
Sure.
Like straight up and down. And like I dated a lot of Asian women, not to be like my body count crazy,
nice,
but like,
dude,
like,
hell yeah, dude, getting some pussy.
No,
my boy's getting Chinese pussy around here.
I ate around Asia.
The tour of Siam.
Yeah. Tasted a few dishes. They're all wonderful. But you know what I think it is, and I will just speak from my own experience, is the women that I dated were always in America. Like I do think a lot of Asian Americans have similar damage, which is like our identity as Asian Americans isn't a reaction to what white people think of us.
Interesting, yeah.
And I felt like a lot of the girls were like, oh, what you're doing is not Asian. And I'm like, not Asian American to you.
Yeah.
Because like most of them only had Asian friends.
Right.
And I would bring them to hang out with my other friends, and it was always a little bit awkward.
Yeah.
And then I'd hang with their friends, and it felt like much more conservative.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I fuck with you. Y'all are great. Like, I really love my culture. I speak the language. I cook the food. I celebrate every holiday. But I will say that, like, my life would not be full without the influence and participation in other culture.
Of course, for sure.
And then also, like, I talked to my girl's OBGYN, and he's like, yo, when you got an interracial baby, you avoid a lot of genetic issues.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, Chinese, we just keep breeding. Like, I did 23andMe. The shit was 99.9% Chinese.
Dude, yeah, he's fucking, all his genes are from like a 5 square mile radius in Albania.
Yeah, my sister did it. It was like 99.3% like Southeast European farmer.
Y'all's great grandmother is the same palm reader.
Yeah, absolutely.
I fucking love it. But no, and I was just like, like genetic diversity is ill.
Yeah.
I definitely, definitely every immigrant dude will say exactly what you said to me, and I get it. And I'm like, just, I hit a lick, right?
Yeah. No, I love it. I do. I literally think, because every time, it's true. Like, it's not that you hit a lick. It's like nice to see 2 people that like just are breaking that weird stereotype, because it's like it is fucked. Like, it really makes me like, no other like interracial kind of couple is it like, when you start with a default, you're like, something fucked up is going on here, more so than white guy, Asian girl.
Yeah.
You're like, I am assuming something is fucked up here.
Yeah, most Asian dudes is like, they're they're serving cuck, they're serving incel, you know, and like, thank God we got some dude like Steven Yeun just looking fly and beef, but then even he kind of gets cucked in that show.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I'm excited.
Oh, my bad. Yeah,
no,
spoiler,
right.
but like, you know,
kind of. I'll put it together.
But there's some dudes repping, but like my thing is, you know, I have to be honest. I didn't think about it. I met my girl at a time where I was pretty just down on romance.
Yeah.
Like, fuck me, this shit is hard.
Yeah.
And even now, like, we're married. She genuinely hates me 3.5 days out of the week. But I'm just like, yo, this is as good as it's ever gonna be. You're my person.
Yeah.
I think what we don't know as young men is like every relationship is hard. We watch all these fucking movies. Everyone tells you, oh, the one. And like, I feel like with a lot of men, until you are married and you're playing the same game, your friends don't actually tell you what's going on in their relationships. They keep it copacetic. But now, once I joined the club, my girl's pregnant, I'm married. Now my married homie's just like, yo, welcome to the playoffs. She's playing playoff ball with you. She's playing defense.
Anyone can put up 30 on a random Wednesday in Detroit when the other team was off a back-to-back. But this is high stakes, baby.
It's like she's tied to you. She can't leave you. She can't go get some strange dick on Tuesday night anymore. She's gonna be mad at you 3.5 days out of the week, because that's 3.5 days. She could have been getting some other dick, talking to somebody, maybe not funnier, but as funny or whatever. And it's just like, I'm there sitting like chopped liver, and I'm like, it's cool, ma. Like, just let me have it. Whatever you gotta get out, just get it out, and we'll be cool another 3.5 days. You know, but I couldn't do with nobody but her. She really, like, from the moment I met her, I was like, you are the funniest person I know.
That's awesome.
And just point blank period off that, I was like, you funny. Your foot game is crazy. The feet are on point.
A feet guy?
Yo, bro. I'm fucking massaging feet. I'm eating feet. Bro, I'm in the pool with her. You know what the illest thing is? Yo, homies, try the public fucking pool this summer. Yo, if your girl on a hot day, your face is hot, you've been tanning, take that foot out of the water, cold foot.
Right on the cheek.
On the face.
That's
it's
nice.
like, it's like putting a ribeye steak on your face.
Interesting.
Interesting.
I'm thinking about it. Interesting.
Do it. You gotta do it.
I've never been much of a foot guy, you know. Eldest, I don't think you have it in you either.
Not really, but I can see the appeal of what you're describing here.
Listen, I'll put and listen, I'm not saying I'm above putting a toe in my mouth every once in a while, but you know, my dick doesn't get that hard from it. It's just more of a variety play.
But yo, I'm telling you, I'm into fashion, right? Especially these New York joints, like very fashionable, cover everything up. Like this is like anti-Miami. Miami, you go outside, they're serving titty, ass.
Love
you
it.
may see some vagina in the front.
Great,
like,
my
amazing.
kind of place.
It's a country buffet.
It's
like you see the food. New York women, it's like, yo, it's like a tasting menu.
It's true.
They're gonna give you a little portion. You don't know what the hell is going on. But the thing that like women in New York do, I feel, with their fits is they do serve foot. So I'm like,
foot guy's paradise.
Foot. I'm like, you know what? To the average viewer, to the not sick man, it looks like you're being stingy. There's no titty, there's not. But look at the foot. Okay, you did a foot look.
They might be more onto something, right? Because I feel like New York, you get real high level sugar babies here, so they know. The real freaks are foot guys. A titty guy, I'm a titty guy, right? We're the most basic base layer. I'm just not, like, I could never see myself being in a prolonged sugar baby relationship. I just like to look at some suck on some titties. I want to be with someone whose titties are out, who's going to put them in my mouth for free. And yeah, I'll get you some stuff afterwards, but I'm not really like, I'm like a caveman, right? Whereas like a foot guy, there's so many things have to go from dick to brain, and to have feet be the thing that, you know what I mean? Titty guys, it's brain to dick immediately. But foot guys, it's like a lot. It has to really shake around your noggin for a while.
We've outsmarted ourselves. We've really
something
outsmarted
short-circuited.
But I really feel like sex is like cuisine, right? Like when you're first introduced to a cuisine, you're like, yo, what's the fried chicken on your menu? What's the steak on your menu. That to me is like pussy.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And at first you want
a
to
nice fatty cut.
Yeah, fatty cut. Like let me get the ribeye or something like that.
I still order a ribeye everywhere I go.
Or like filet mignon. You know, like some young dude. I remember young dudes. Oh, she's got a hairy pussy. You know, I'm like, bro. After you've had a little bit, you're like, you know what? How about the hanger steak?
Sure.
How about
Let's try some interesting cuts.
Something muskier.
Yeah. Let me ask the butcher what he recommends.
Yeah, you got anything with a lot of ligaments attached? And that's like hairy box. You know how hard, when I see hairy box, I'm just like, oh, I'm just amazing.
Yeah, well, you are married to a Greek woman.
Yeah. I'm just like, yo, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Then it's like you get into ass, and then eventually you make it down to the foot.
I'm still not there, but I'll let you know when it happens.
Bro, I'm chewing on my wife's ear. Like, oh, you're so hot. I'm in your ear. I love my wife.
Yeah,
man. She hates me, but I love her.
Yeah, that's cute, man. I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
What I like about that style fit too is you'll get some sneaky big titties with the fashion fit.
Oh,
where you're like, where did those things come from?
Yeah,
that's an awesome feeling. Mm-hmm. That is great. So who knows? If you got some sneaky big tits, holler at me. I need a wife for the summer.
I'm gonna check in with you in 3 years, and I swear to God, I feel like you're just gonna be sucking toes like crawfish.
Put it on the calendar. Yeah, I'll be cracking them open.
Yeah,
like I'm at a fucking fish bowl.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. Well, there's so much shit to talk that I want to talk about, but I think we got to take some questions here, right, Elvis?
Yeah.
How we looking? Let's take some questions, but there's restaurant shit, more immigrant shit, but we'll figure it out.
We'll make Greektown. We'll have more time.
Yeah.
Stavvy, baby. What's up, man? Yo, I hope you're doing all right. Always big fan. Lots of love. Listen, man, I need to get my fucking mom into therapy, and I have been struggling with this for like 5 years now. She says she's fine. She says she's got everything under control. She went to therapy for 10 years. She got those tools, but clearly the dysfunction in her head and within the nuclear family is starting to seep out into her friendships. More importantly, she just lost her brother. She's like, her whole family, her mom, her dad, her brother, all dead. And now things are just getting fucking worse, man. I need some help. I need some help trying to get this woman to go and sit in the fucking room and talk about her problems, man. Let me know what you think. Let me know what I should do, man. Lots of love, man. Lots of love.
Okay. This is tough. I mean, look, I don't know. I did get my entire family, minus my father, obviously, into therapy by I went to therapy. I started dealing with our family issues like a fucking adult and actually having conversations instead of people getting mad at each other and fist fighting about it. And I think they saw that it worked for me and they did it. Our friend here seems like he's in a different situation where it's like his mom's already been to therapy, right? And now she's dealing with like trauma, like a loss, which is a different thing. And it sounds a little bit like you don't want to deal with your mom and you want to farm her out to a therapist a little bit. Like it sounds. Maybe I don't mean. I'm getting that vibe a little bit. Because look, I'm the biggest therapy proponent in the world, but there's also other shit that can make somebody feel better, right? And it's like she's obviously sad, and maybe she needs to at least see a therapist for like law, like a loss therapist or for someone who specializes in that, maybe short term. But you might just need to support her a little bit, man, because there's a lot of different ways that people can like feel better, and especially somebody who's had a history of therapy. I don't know. Anybody in your family therapy heads?
I've been trying to. I do therapy. Okay. I've been doing it a lot. I've been doing a lot of therapy since like around 2015.
Okay.
And it changed my life, man.
Yeah.
I really couldn't get out of my head. I didn't know why things were making me upset. I couldn't really tell that like in front of every single person was my parents.
Right.
Like when I was getting upset about things and beefing, it was like really my parents that I was beefing with, not the person standing in front of me.
Yeah.
And so, and I've been trying to get my mom for a while. She won't go because she sees it as like insulting.
Right.
And it's like, I'm giving up. I don't need that help.
Yeah. I'm not crazy.
Yeah. And she's just like, this is just how family is. And I'm like, it's just because our culture isn't open to it.
Yeah.
But she'll talk to any fortune teller. She'll talk to any feng shui person. And I'm just like, I just need to find a Chinese therapist who lies and says she's a fortune teller.
Yeah, put a turban on a Chinese lady and be like, yeah, no, she's got a really interesting method where you talk to her for 40 minutes and then she tells you your fortune.
Yeah, she talks to ghosts. My mom would talk to a ghost before a therapist. But for homie here, you know, I think I do feel you because her mom has been going to therapy for years. It seems like he has an issue with her, right? And is she saying she's not going back to therapy now?
Right. She used to go to therapy 10 years. She went to therapy for a decade, he said.
Yeah. I mean, also, they could do it together. That's the type of thing, too, that I would do with my mother. Mm-hmm. You know, like, she just moved here from China, so I'm giving her a couple months, but it's definitely something I would do. Like, maybe...
She moved back? She went to China and then came back recently?
She came back and moved back to L.A., and, you know, like, we're having a kid, so she wanted to be close. But, I mean, I may take my mom for a spa day and then be like, oh, look, a couples therapy is down the street. You know? Like, just me and my mom. So I think I would do something like that.
Yeah, that's a good point about him having something with his mom. It's like, you want to get your mom into therapy. Are you in therapy? Let's talk. Let's start there. Did he say he is?
Respect to him for asking.
For sure.
Like, much respect to this dude.
And look, dude, here's the thing. And I mean, I get it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not shitting on you and being like, you need to support your mom. I get it too. I go visit my family for like 3 weeks every couple. Like I probably do like almost a month-long stint in Baltimore twice a year just to be around everyone. And by the end of that third week, I am ready to be here. I'll tell you that much. So I do get it. I get was like at a certain point, there's only so much we can do with our family, and you can't be her like constant thing. But it's like, yeah, can you support her in some ways? At least right now when she's dealing with grief, right? And I like the idea of going together with her and like maybe especially when it's a grief thing. But it's like, what are you trying to get figured out? Because if it's like, is there something she has to work through, or you just want her to go to therapy indefinitely? Is there a specific problem? Is it just because look, this is a high stress situation for you too, right? You lost an uncle. Your mom is completely feeling alone. You're probably feeling the stress of that. And I've been there. I've been where you are, where I actually did get my mom into therapy, and then for a year, she didn't really do shit. Yeah. Like, it was like, I was like, well, what the fuck? What did I? And I was feeling like, come on, to the therapist, like, come on, bitch, fix her. I don't want to have to deal with this.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, but that's the hard reality is like, and don't get me wrong, it took my mom a while, but a lot of those lessons finally did sink in. And I feel, and I'm trying to support her now as much as I can. So I would just identify that, man. I mean, like, maybe go with her, but it's like, what are you trying to figure out? If you're just trying to get her to work through this grief, I think that's maybe a start, and maybe get her back in therapy. But if you can support her in other ways, see that she's happy in other ways, like, it feels like we're missing a little bit of this picture, right? Doesn't this feel a little vague?
Yeah, because I was gonna say, like, my mom had that like just natural immigrant resistance to therapy too. Like, therapies for like crazy people, or if you got like some issue or something. That's how like immigrants like think about it. And I think like she like never went to therapy, but you sort of need, when there's that natural resistance, you kind of have to like lead by example. So start going to therapy yourself and tell your mom like, oh yeah, I've been going to therapy, or, just talk about like some of the like principles you're like grappling with, or even just like talking about like mindfulness shit, like, just trying to really like calm myself, not worry about things that are like outside of my control, and just like, think about goals or whatever it is. And I think like sort of trying to lead by example and like bringing her into what you're doing is like a good start. But yeah, for her too, it's like if she did therapy for 10 years, it's not like she thinks therapy is bullshit or something.
And there's also a reason she stopped if she did it for 10 years.
Yeah.
So like there's a little more to the picture, I think.
Yeah, and it seems like she's had a lot of loss.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I notice, whether it's my mother or other people that I know, it's, you go to therapy looking for help or a resolution. The therapy is not going to cure you. Like, my therapist always says, you do the work.
Right.
You have to do the work.
Kind of just makes you aware.
It makes you aware of your assignment, and then you got to work on it. But it feels like when people have a full, rich life, they're usually okay. Hobbies, friends, community. It seems like she's had a lot of loss. maybe she just needs some type of hobby, community, something for her mind to grab onto.
Absolutely. No, that's you kind of crystallized what I was trying to get at, where it's like there's other shit that can make a person feel better than therapy. And it sounds like you want her to go to therapy because you want her to feel better. And I would say let's try and focus on those while you also provide the example. But all that stuff you just said, like community, activities, all that kind of shit, like
Bingo,
that shit helps.
Keno,
wonderful
gambling. Hobbies, wonderful. Off-track betting,
get your
dogs,
mom,
horses.
Get your mom on a free bus to Atlantic City.
Yeah,
she'll forget about all about her brother.
Yeah,
and you also lose your inheritance at the same time.
Play some bets on Santa's helper.
Hit us with the next one, Big Eld.
Hey, Eldest and Stavvy, just trying to make this more concise because tried to call in earlier, probably made it too long.
Cool.
Just curious, should I let my current girlfriend know that my ex-girlfriend, who I was with for 6 years, is talking to me about her mom's health problems? Her mom was a sweet lady, great lady, so I'm, kind of genuinely interested in knowing how she's doing and kind of concerned. But also, given the length of that relationship and stuff, I know my girlfriend's not exactly comfortable with it, and we're, kind of in some rocky territory. So just looking for some advice. Thanks, boys.
So the question is, you should tell her, or you're just like kind of doing the worst version of cheating possible.
Yeah.
Like if you're keeping it a secret, you're going behind her back to what? Hear your ex vent? You're not even getting your dick jacked?
Bro, he's emotionally, this is the worst.
Yeah.
This is because you're emotionally cheating
But he's not even getting anything. Like he's a emotionally cheating bottom where he's not, you know what I mean? Like he's getting fucked by her emotion. Like he's letting her vent. Like,
yeah.
It's like, okay, it's one thing to be in an emotional affair and you're getting something out of it. He's like providing a sounding board to his ex-girlfriend and making his current girlfriend mad. And it's like, now I don't personally think it's wrong. What he's doing is necessarily wrong. Like somebody who I was in a relationship with, if I felt like, that's so over, I'm secure in this relationship, I care about this is who I want to be with, but we're now not even friends, but with something crazy like this, like serious health problems, you could theoretically have this conversation and it is completely fine. But there is a situation where your ex is angling to use this sympathy to get back in the zone. And if that's what you think is going on, then yes, you're doing something wrong. If you don't, then I think you're fine. But the second you feel any kind of like, wait, is she trying to fuck me again? You got to be fully out of there.
I also feel like, look, let's say he told his girl and his girl's cool with it. That would be a red flag to me. I would just be like, wait, you don't care?
Oh, interesting.
Like,
yeah.
There's a big part of me that I'm like, wait, you're talking to your ex-girlfriend under the guise of the mother's health issues. It's like, you guys both need to keep it 100 with each other.
Right.
Like, this is, you guys know what you're doing.
Right.
And like,
so you don't think it's possible, you don't see like a possibility that this could just be innocent and like catching up?
Nah, the one way I would be like, all right, innocent, if the mom called him and was like, look, I'm not well. I'm not well. I want you to know, separate from her, I'm not trying to bring you in, but like, just wanted you to know, love you. Like, I could see that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very...
6 years is a long time. You'd probably get to know someone's parents if you're dating for 6 years.
Right now, my wife's mother, I love her. I call her mom. Like, she's a phenomenal woman. God forbid anything. Like, I would hope that she would call me.
Right.
But if it's going through the ex, I'm just like, that doesn't feel genuine.
That's
feels
fair.
Like the
no,
ex.
and the percentages are probably, don't get me wrong, the percentages of this being dicey is high. It's like 70-30.
Yeah.
But I at least see a 30% possibility. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think he's a good guy. I don't think he's conscious of what's happening.
Right. Yeah, and
I think it's like definitely like a slippery slope. I feel like
it is.
I feel like, you know, the etiquette here would be like, okay, he needs to like stop talking to the ex-girlfriend. It's like, whatever. He likes her mom. They were together for a long time, sure. But ultimately, it's like, you know, you get like, if she texts you, you're like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that about your mom. She's a great woman, blah, blah, blah. And then you kind of cut it. You're not talking over like the course of weeks or months. This isn't a back and forth situation.
It's a good point. Like when you say I'm talking to my ex about her mom's health problems, what are you Are you calling her on the phone every day? Because then you're right. You are. Let's keep it a buck fully. We're using this as a cover to talk to each other.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess frequency really matters. Where it's like maybe once a month if you check in, fine. Even that, you think, huh?
You don't need to check in. You just, I, you know, as someone who like lost a parent, it didn't even occur to me to like.
That's a good point.
Oh, I should reach out to my ex or something.
Right,
because they just.
Well, you were
don't need to know if. I mean, they're just like not like involved or something. If they like found out or something and texted and were like, "I'm sorry," I'd be like, "Oh, thank you, I appreciate that." But that's it. Like,
okay,
you're not
that's
talking.
You know what? That's a good point because the math I just did was you had an incredible supportive partner, and then I was like, well, what if you didn't? And then it's like, well, then you'd be reaching out to an ex for emotional support. So even if at the time you didn't think I'm trying to fuck this person, I just need support, and the only person I can really go to is an ex, it still is a big intimate ask. So I guess you're right. This is a slippery slope. You're probably fucked. Your current girlfriend is right to feel weird about it, and you don't really need to check in. You can just be
stop
like
talking to the ex.
Yeah.
Be real to your girl now.
It's like not your job anymore, man. It's like you can feel bad about the parent, you can like them, but it's really not your place.
Send the condolence card, send the mom flowers
unless
once.
in the back of your mind you're like, maybe I'll.
Oh man, the pussy was pretty good.
I feel like being a man.
She'll probably beat it.
Yeah.
And my current girlfriend's kind of a bitch.
It's also the rule of like, I talk about this on our pod because it's some relationship pod that we do, but it's just like point of contact. Who is your point of contact in this situation? The mother has your contact. Mm-hmm. If she wants to speak to you or needs to speak to you, you are the point of contact.
Yeah.
It's not the ex.
It's not. You're right. The mom is not who gives a fuck here. The mom's not like, oh, I really hope your ex-boyfriend can support you through this.
Yeah.
You're right. No, you guys are right. I guess I'm just. I guess as the guy looking for ways to weasel in with a couple exes, I'm kind of on her side. But that's why it's important to have multiple perspectives on the podcast.
Bro, no, it's, I always feel like, the right hand is the ex. Just
Yeah, just go back. Just think about some nice stuff.
Just use the right hand.
You're right. T-Pain had that great tweet years ago where he was like, do me a favor if you're ever thinking about reaching out to your ex. Do me a favor and jack off first. Yeah. And if you're still feeling like doing it after you jacked off, go ahead.
T-Pain's a genius.
He really is a genius. That's another one. Stamos, but also T-Pain. We need to get in here. He's a podcaster. I feel like it's within the realm of possibilities.
T-Pain. Yeah,
he's got his own pod.
Send him to mine.
Absolutely,
it'd be amazing.
Absolutely.
Is he Greek?
Yeah, he's from Crete, the southernmost island. Gets more sun down there.
Hey, Stavvy, you sexy stinker. This one's a little bit different, but I do need some guidance from a great Greek thinker like yourself. I'm an expat living in Australia, originally from the States, and I work in finance. I lived in Sydney, Australia, and I got a job offer for a role here in Melbourne, which included some relocation costs. I took the job for about $60K when originally I was on $80K because the guy basically said I would get a raise after I relocated. And he put some pressure on me hard to find a place. He insisted I accepted a $4,000 loan from him in order to secure an apartment.
What?
A few months later, I talked to him about a raise, and he said he wouldn't give it to me. Basically told me that I wasn't good enough at my job to pay me more than $60,000. The guy was a big cunt, a real Aussie fuckbag. So I got a job offer from another firm for about $87,000. And I told him, hey, look, if you can't pay me more, obviously I'm going to have to take this other job. The guy blew up at me. He told me to fuck off, basically. Well, come payday, he made a deduction from my payslip for the $4,000 that I owed him, and said he was going to sue me if I didn't pay him the other relocation costs, and that he was going to ruin my name in the industry. So my question is, do I pursue legal action against him? What he did was illegal, but is it really worth the legal battle for just $4,000? Also, side note, it's affected me a lot mentally. I mean, I'm negative in the bank account, man. I haven't been able to afford rent or groceries for about a month. I do have a down-ass bitch, luckily, who's been paying for everything, but it's really hard on my mental, not having any money. Dude. I'll be paid for my new job soon because I started that one already. I just feel like, you know, I don't want to let him get away with it, being a big cunt like that. So what do you think I should do? Do I take the major L, or do I sue him? And also, if I do sue him, do I just get the $4,000 back, or do I try and get some, you know, more juice out of this guy, try to get him for damages? Thank you so much, man. I love you, my hairless Greek prince.
My guy. Okay, this is hilarious. This guy is the first finance guy I've ever heard try almost get sex trafficked. This fucking guy's like, yeah, don't worry about it. Come on down. He literally takes you to a foreign country, verbally promises you a raise, dude, and then it makes you borrow money from him personally. Like, I'm, you know, obviously, this has taught you a lesson to not be so trusting. But
this message felt like it was from a Nigerian prince in jail.
Yeah.
Like,
if it ended with, so if you have 4,000, I could give you 5,000 once I get my first check at the new job.
When it said he couldn't afford rent or groceries, I was like, yo, is this dude about to ask Stav for money? Like, fuck.
Yeah. So in terms of the reality here, I think you're almost always better off taking an L and moving forward. Like, this guy's clearly a fucking piece of shit. He's clearly underhanded. If what he tried to, if the way he operates is to promise you something and then immediately go back on his word, he's probably not the kind of guy that can ruin your reputation within the whole industry, right? And I know that he took out the $4,000, which is a dick move, but he did technically lend it to you, even though he pressured you to take the loan. So at some point, you would have had to pay it back, correct? So as long as he's not going after you for the relocation costs or any of the other shit, I say you take the L, which is not even really an L. It's just you have to pay him back in one lump sum instead of over time. And you just move forward. You got a better job. You have a down-ass bitch. Hopefully she's Australian. She's going, oh, me cunt. Oh, thanks for fucking me cunt. You know, some cool stuff like that. And I say you just fucking start your life over. You took the L, but you're in Australia. You've changed your life up. You're good to go. No use tying up and spending more energy on this piece of shit. Because exactly, what are you getting back? The $4,000 was a loan. Like, I'm on your side, and even I'm like, how are you going to get the $4,000 back? He did lend it to you. And damages, it's kind of, I'm not a lawyer, obviously, but that seems like a little, although didn't you go to fucking
I went to law school.
You went to law school. I wanted to talk about that. You went to a Jewish law school.
I went to Yeshiva U, baby. I'm a Yeshiva U grad.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Like,
you know?
You got to come back. We got to talk a whole hour about that.
Yeah. I think you're giving good advice, man.
Yeah.
I think you're giving good advice because the damages are low. Attorneys cost a lot of money.
Right.
And look, I'm gonna tell you a story I've not told, and I don't even know. You know what? I should tell this story. But
tell it, baby.
I was in a celebrity basketball tournament, 3-on-3 for Nike.
Okay.
And it was a friend of mine asked me to coach a team in this tournament, and you know they're like, yeah, we could pay the rate. The rate was a quarter of what I usually get to step out.
Yeah.
I called him and I said, listen, how bad do you need me? Homie to homie, if you need me, I'm there for the rate, which is like, it was dumb low. Yeah. He's like, dude, I need it. I could use the help, man. Like, you'd be representing the Asian community, and like,
wow, pull the representation card on you.
Yeah, you know, everybody else is from a different community.
Yeah.
I was like, word, I got you. I'm doing this for you, and I made it very clear to the homie. I was like, I'm doing this for you.
Yeah.
So he's like, thank you so much.
You get there, it's like Simi Lou's there, Ronnie Chang's there. You're like, hey, what the fuck? What the fuck? I thought I was the only one.
Bro, I'll tell you what happened.
Jackie Chan's the other coach.
Yeah, fucking It Man is out here, right? I get there and like, you look, I'm friends with Baron Davis, right? With Baron,
awesome dude,
very good,
so cool.
So I thought,
uh-oh.
So he's coaching another team. You know, I say hi to him, and he's like, "Yeah, what up?" You know, and I was like, "Oh, Baron's being a little different than usual." And I was like, "I guess maybe it's like I'm coming to his world.
Sure,
he has much higher standing than me in the basketball community. Obviously, like you,
of course,
borderline Hall of Famer, right? And I'm a huge fan.
Awesome player.
Boom Dizzle.
Yep.
He didn't, you know, he didn't really want to say hi to me. I was like, fine. My team plays his team, right? I got like 2 little Asian guys, or the guys that were in Boogie. And then we got a homie from USC. He had like the ill squad from the Drew League.
Okay.
And we're playing, and we take an early lead. Wow. Team's up a little early. I'm like kind of hyped. I'm cheering. You know, he's cheering. He's yelling. Ball bounces to me. Baron comes over. I get the ball, and I hand it to the ref, just like I'm supposed to do. And as I'm handing it with my right hand, Baron comes and slaps my left hand and slaps this watch off my wrist.
What the fuck?
All right? And it was just off the wrist, like all fucked. And I was like, yo, I literally went to him. I go, yo, what's really good?
Yeah.
And he's like, don't be a bitch. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? I was like, yo, Baron, we're friends, man. Like, I go to your house. I know your son.
Yeah.
I was like, what's up with you, man? And he was just like, shut up, you being a bitch. And I was like,
what the fuck?
What? I'm like, whatever, man. I turn around and I just feel a slap on my face. When I'm turned around, I'm like, son, did you just slap me with my fucking back turned to you?
That's wild.
Wild. And I went after him, and he hid behind like his whole squad.
Wow.
And like, obviously he had more homies there than me.
Of course, yeah.
I went wild on him.
Yeah.
And then like, I was just, my friend comes running and he's got like food. He's like, I'm so sorry. I was at the concessions. What happened? I was like, yo, my man, where is your security? This is a Nike event.
Oh my God. A sanctioned Nike event that you're doing for way less than you usually
Peanuts.
Yeah.
Peanuts. And like, you know, Baron's fully disrespected me. And so we went at it the rest of the game. My team won.
Wow. There we go.
Fucking scoreboard.
There we go.
Right? But I get out of this and I say to Nike, I'm like, yo, not for nothing, you owe me.
Yeah.
I'm not coming to get slapped at work, dog. You know, this
slapped by a fucking retired NBA player.
Yeah.
Those are big hands.
Yeah.
That's not a regular dude. That's not a regular slap.
Yeah. And I was just like, and you know, I was like, if this happened in a park, if this happened not at work,
right,
it's one thing, because I got to handle myself a certain way at work. Sure.
Right?
Yeah. Like, you know.
Yeah.
He got things he can do. I got things I can do.
Yeah.
You know,
karate.
Yeah.
The nunchucks come out.
I watched Cobra Kai. I watched fucking Cobra Kai. Right? And I was like, yo, I had to keep the lid on it because it's a business situation. But like, yo, for real, I never been slapped in my life and not punched somebody in the face back.
Yeah.
Like, I'm on the run from Taiwan.
Yeah,
you know? Like, I caught a charge out there. Like, I do not eat it like that.
Damn, yeah.
And I was like, I ate this for Nike.
Yeah.
Nike owes me. And they were negotiating with me behind the back, and they were like, look, we'll pay you 10 G's, and it's, you know, let's not call it hush money, but let's keep it quiet.
Right.
And I was like, 10 G's?
Yeah, to get slapped?
Bro, nah.
Yeah.
So I got an attorney.
That is so funny to be like, what your manhood is worth is $10,000.
Yeah. And I was like, you have slapped me for the second time.
Yeah.
I got 2 cribs.
Yeah.
Right? 10 fucking G's.
Yeah, that's wild.
And so
was this before Crazy Rich Asians came out and everyone had to respect?
This was
Asian
last
people?
year.
Wow.
This happened in October of 2022.
That's crazy.
Baron's agent knows.
Oh my
manager knows.
dude.
Nike knows. I got an attorney to talk to them.
Holy shit.
And, you know, at the end of the day, you know, Baron had a friend who's close to me who's like, company is producing our film, right? So he's like, yo, Baron knows he fucked up. He's really sorry. And I was like, look, this all goes away if your man just says, my bad.
Yeah, that's all.
Say, my bad, and we go to Nike together, and we're like, look, you put 2 brothers in a situation that was very heated without proper security.
Yeah.
in Baron's defense, Nike had us, they wanted us to like compete and beef and yada yada. Right. And it's like, I get his perspective. I'm a real NBA player. Yeah. Who's the little fucking Chinese guy talking shit and his team's winning? But like Nike.
And his team was losing, you're right. Yeah.
And I'm like, but Nike gotta know, like, yo, you want dudes to be in the crucible. Yeah. You're gonna play the barbarians against each other. Yeah. You need proper security. We didn't have a place to sit.
That's crazy.
So I told Baron, like, let's go to Nike together and show them, like, look, this is what happens when you don't do business the right way. Right. Somebody's going to get very offended or hurt or whatever. Yeah. Baron's boy was like, yo, he's down. But he never hit me up. And I'm like, look, still, you know, Baron, you listening?
Yeah.
I love
Baron.
you,
Let's make this right.
I love Boom Dizzle. Let's make it right, homie.
He's the man.
And Nike... Come on, Nike. Come on.
Haven't you harmed Chinese children enough in your factories?
Yeah.
Even now
Seriously.
Let's make it right with Chinese celebrities in America.
You slutted out our whole country for fucking Air Maxes. And you're going to slap me on the face. Come on, doggy.
Come on. You can't have both.
Look.
Pick Nike.
I can slap myself. Yeah. Ain't nobody else slapping me without paying.
Yeah, and especially a fucking Baron fucking Davis, dude. That's crazy. Yeah, dude. So
he got better things to do than slap Chinamen.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
That's fucking wild, dude.
Yeah. I felt like I was in Lebowski.
Yeah. No, that's insane. Yeah. To get slapped in public?
In public. There's like 300 people there.
That's
I'm
brutal.
Like, you know, my thing, I was just like, look, dude, like, I get it. It's beef, it's basketball, but like, we're in a professional setting.
Yeah. Also, you don't slap somebody.
Yeah, man. I'm not in above the rim, bro.
Yeah. Even the fucking like hitting the watch off your wrist is borderline. Like, okay, I guess technically he was going for the ball. You could make that argument.
Yeah, I was like willing to give him that one.
Yeah, but to slap someone in the fucking face is fucking wild.
You like 6'4", pushing 300, and he waited till I turned. I was like, dog, this ain't even like manly.
Yeah.
It's an unmanly slap. Yeah,
I wonder what was going. I hope there's an explanation. Something was going on with him because that's wild behavior.
Wild behavior, but I would say like legal lawyers for this amount of money, they're useless.
Not worth it.
They're useless. You might as well come on Stavvy's World and just like fucking roast.
Start a GoFundMe.
Yeah, start a like Baron Davis apology tour. You know.
All right, here's a new thing. If Baron Davis comes up with the 4,000 for this guy, he's cool.
Yo, you know what? If he comes up with a 4,000 for that, Nike want to come up with something for me, I'm happy. And look, I feel like it's karma.
Yeah.
You know, Baron Davis died in Li Ning's. Those Chinese shoes, some might look it's karma. He's mad.
I forgot he was wearing those, dude.
If I fucking lost my career and tore my leg in some fucking Air Baron Davises, I may go slap Baron Davis too. So Baron, I understand
You're right.
A Chinese shoe ruined your fucking career.
Didn't Clay blow his ACL in Li Ning's too?
Might have been. Yeah. Might have been the Antis.
Yeah. Oh yeah, maybe.
You know
maybe. Yeah.
So look, I get it. You mad at Chinese people.
But let's make this right.
Li Ning robbed you of your fucking ups.
Yeah, really. He had some great ups.
Yeah.
So there you go, buddy. Just don't even fucking bother. It takes a whole production to get lawyers involved. Start your life over. You got this new job. You're good to go. Fuck this guy. Sometimes if you lose money but you get negative people out of your life, in the long run, it's the fucking best investment you've ever. Even look at it. It's like, I think that was in Bronx Tale, where he's like, look at it as like, not that some guy owes you money, that you paid $100, never have to see that guy again, right? Yeah. And it's like, this is like, you $4,000 and this guy's fully out of your life. Now, if he tries some weird shit and tries to sue you for other shit, then it might be worth it, but you know, you'd have to at least talk to a lawyer. We don't know that. But as things lie right now, move on and you'll be good to go.
Stavvy, the knowledge god.
That's right.
You're gonna be my consigliere. I need a consigliere in my life, dog.
I'm down, dude.
Every time I've been in like a situation like this, I'm just thinking of like, you know, landlord nightmares that I've been in, where you try and get like a security deposit or something, and it's like, you're like, damn, I really want my $1,000 or whatever the fuck it is, and then you're like, just spend weeks and it turns into months, and you're like, oh, I'm writing emails to this guy. I'm sending long ass emails that he's probably not even gonna read.
And if you think
you're
about
like,
how much,
I got a document, and, and you're just like, eventually you turn into like you're trying to find the Zodiac killer with all the documents you're trying to keep track of, and then it's like, what the fuck am I doing?
What's even the fucking
I'm not
point?
gonna get a lawyer.
Yeah,
I'm not. I don't even feel like going to court.
I've already
even if it is like straightforward enough.
And
like,
whatever your time is worth, you've already spent more than that.
Yeah.
So you've lost way more than $1,000 in your personal time you've spent thinking about it. But like, you write it off, brother. Live your life. Go to Bondi Beach. Get yourself some fucking Australian pussy. You're
time
good to
value
go.
of money, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do one more, baby boy.
I love the callers.
They're the best.
Stav, what's up, my guy? Needed some advice from you, man. I met this particular girl, who actually wasn't really my girl.
I know all about that, man.
Yeah, I was boning this guy's wife.
Wait,
it wasn't
he was boning
my
this guy's wife?
moment, but
I feel like he said boning.
Boning, that's what I said. Yeah.
Yeah, I was boning this guy's wife. It wasn't my proudest moment, but I'm not upset that it happened. But long story short, he found out where I live, fucking choked me out when my dick was out, and yeah, so we ended up having to cut ties. But I fucking missed the mission. I feel like I would take another choking out for her.
Oh no!
So how do I get over this chick? That's a short answer.
Fuck,
dude. Be good, bro.
Choked you out with your dick out.
This sounds like what the Biggie song "Story to Tell" would have happened if the Knick player walked in on Big.
Yeah, dude, this is tough, dude. We've all been there. I mean, I don't know if we've all been there. I've been there where you miss someone who's not really your girl, or like I've been dating a bunch of girls in open relationships because it's like kind of, it's kind of nice. There's some intimacy there. It's not a full one night stand, but at the end of the day, that's not your girl. The pussy's not yours. You're borrowing it, and like you got really attached to a fucking library book, and unfortunately, you gotta return it, brother. It's tough. I get it. I've definitely. There's no way not to catch feelings. There's also. I'm gonna guess there might have been something fucked up in your childhood that makes a fucked up situation like this even more appealing to you and like ignites something emotional to you. So it's like my advice to you would be. Does this happen more with somebody in a relationship? Is there infidelity in your family? Did somebody cheat? Like something here, the fact that this particular woman got under your skin this much, unless it is 1 in a million chance that this is just like some kind of, you really happen to love this one woman, but that's probably not it, right? She's sucking dick out of wedlock too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
man, this is a red flag.
Come
on.
So what I would say is work on why. Try and really think, why you already were in a guillotine with your nuts out, right? And now you're like, I would take another one. You're out of your fucking mind.
He was literally in a rear naked choke, like straight up rear naked choke.
Fully, dude. That's fucking hilarious. You were in a literal rear naked choke, nuts out, and you're thinking about you're not even. What tells me you're toast is that he's not even thinking about getting the pussy again. He's like, he's ready for the consequences another time. He's like, I would get fucked up again to fuck her.
Yeah,
you're done, bro. And this is deeper than this. Is like something fucked up in your psychology that's bonding you to this woman, and you got to figure that out and work on yourself. It'll feel good. You won't only feel sad if you're going to therapy and you're talking this out and you're like, I need to figure out what the fuck's at the center of this. And at the same time, that's half of it, and the other half is generic get over the breakup advice. Look, she's not reaching out to you. I got a hunch she's not going to be fucking hitting your phone anytime. So you just got to block her on everything, not look at her shit with burner accounts. Like, truly just get some other pussy, work on yourself, find out what's going on, but just, you got to put this completely out of your brain. Like, she's literally married. And her husband fucked you up.
Yeah.
Like, how is what I'm going to say like more? How are you going to listen to me more than those two sets of those two data points?
But what I love is like if you were like, Stav says go, like this guy might just run up in the fucking range again.
Yeah, he would.
He has. I mean, I don't know.
Certainly,
if
I'm sure we've all fucked girls that we know it's a bad idea. But I don't know about to this extent.
No, I've watched Heat too many times to do shit like this.
Yeah.
Nah, like, the thing too is it's like if he has a pattern of going after unavailable women, there's psychology to that you should look into. And it's like really a self-esteem thing.
Yeah.
Like, because you're like, oh, she may like me as the dirty guy serving that like, derelict dick.
Yeah.
And it's like when you cast yourself as the other dude in the relationship, you're looking down on yourself.
For sure. Oh yeah, that's a great point. That's a really good point. Yeah, there's definitely that 100% you could be dealing with that, and like especially if that's what he's into, or that's what it does it to you. There is no higher level of unavailable woman than the married woman with a violent husband.
Yeah,
this isn't even some pussy that you fucked up. This is a guy who fucked you up, dude. And you sound like you got a deep voice. Doesn't sound like you're that easy. Like. How big is her fucking husband, dude? And how crazy is this lady?
He's like Promethean, this guy.
Yeah.
There's something about himself you don't like that he's like, I deserve
He's punishing himself over and over again.
Don't punish yourself, dog. You're a good guy.
You're a good guy. Let's get to the bottom of this, buddy.
Go Knicks.
We believe in you. Go Knicks. Call us back. I really do want to hear. I need an update from you.
Yeah.
I say that a lot, but I need one from you, brother. All right. Maybe we do one more. You got time for one more?
Yeah, what time is it? Yeah, sure.
5:15.
I got time for you, yeah.
My man. Just a quick one, Eldest.
Stavvy, what's up, my man? Listen, I'll make it quick. I'm not here to mess around, all right? So listen, here's my dilemma. I have a life dilemma. And whatever you say is what I'm going to do. It's my life's in your hands. I'm taking everything you say wholeheartedly, all right? So listen, I'm from Jesus. I'm from Philly. I'm 20 years old, right? Currently, I'm a video editor for a few small YouTubers. I get paid decently well. Don't get me wrong. I don't mind doing it. Like, I'm on call every day, like chilling in my basement. It'd be nice out. I want to go outside. So, I mean, it's all right. I've been doing it for like 6 years. It's not a plug. You need some video editing. I'm your guy. All right, anyway. Here's the dilemma. So that's what I'm doing currently at 20. I'll be 21 in January. Do I just say pack it up and join the Navy or like Air Force or something? Because I think that'd be a pretty cool experience.
What are you talking
about? But then again, I don't know where this video editing will take me. It could be a dead end. I don't want to find out if it's a dead end if it took me like 25 years to figure it out.
What is this guy's energy?
I think Louis C.K. said that once. I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but you could. You can quote me on that. So yeah, my dilemma is, and whatever your answer is, I'll do. Do I join the service or do I stick out this editing gig?
How is that the binary here? How are your two options?
Love you, man.
Join the armed forces or be a video editor.
Here's a little context. He sent a follow-up where he asked the question a little quicker and more straightforward, but I feel like this was a better portrait of who this guy is and his energy and shit.
Yeah.
But I say yes, join the army.
No.
I say
okay, that's Eldest. Yeah, join the armed forces, asked to be on the front lines. Okay.
Why is he so mad being a video editor at 20? I feel like this guy is putting too much pressure on himself.
I know.
Like, I was smoking opium at 20.
Yeah.
I was just trying to like do my ancient culture.
Of course, dude. Growing a Fu Manchu, smoking opium.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, first of all, video edit, like, the way the internet works now, everyone needs video editors. You've fallen into a pretty good job, and you can do it from anywhere. You don't have to be in your dark, depressing basement. Now, I'll give you this. Your energy is off. Mm-hmm. You're not very likable. You're a little high energy. I'm gonna chalk that up to nerves and the fact that you wrote this down. But I just don't see why you would want to join the fucking army. I don't see why you're like, what the fuck are we talking about?
And he's 20 years old and he's been a video editor for 6 years and he has work. Clearly, he must be good.
Yeah, just keep working at it. I mean, here's the thing, even if he's not, all you have to do is keep doing something.
Yeah.
The biggest secret to anything is keep doing it. You've already been doing it 6 years. You're going to get better. More and more people need a video editor. No, we are not going to hire you, but somebody else might. And I just can't, unless you absolutely have to escape poverty, I don't understand why anyone would join the armed forces. That's me.
You just gave the best fucking advice. I have to say, man, there's a lot of people on pods that like purport to give advice and it's funny shit. You are giving these motherfuckers real.
Man,
yo,
I try.
I'm being serious. This is like my serious face because I'm like touched because I have people in my life that are important to me, and I tell them just do one thing good.
Yeah.
And like even people will be like, "What are you talking about? You did all this stuff." I'm like, "No." Every time I do something, that's the only thing I'm thinking about.
Right.
When I did Bauhaus, I was there 16 hours a day, 7 days a week with my brother, back to back.
Right.
And you put in your 10,000 hours.
Yeah.
And you do it, and then you get the opportunity and privilege to move on to the next one. But like, just do this one thing right. You 6 years in, you're like a year from 10,000 hours.
Yeah, dude. You keep at it, and it's like the internet is going that way. How many fucking editors have we hired in the last we've been hiring a ton of editors. So, and just philosophically, again, morally, don't join the fucking army unless you were born in Alabama and you don't have any you have ringworm and you need 3 square meals and to fucking escape living shitting in an outhouse. That's why you have to join the army. They've engineered our society that way. So don't do it. Don't end up fucking. I mean, joining the Navy's hilarious. Did you just watch Top Gun? Is that what happened? You think you're gonna be a pilot? Stick with it, bro.
You're a video editor.
You're a video editor. Don't worry about it. Yeah, what he's gonna be doing is editing it so that he's gonna be putting people shooting guns in a village that the U.S. bombed. He's gonna be CGIing enemy combatants at a fucking Yemeni wedding that we actually blew up. He's like, oh look, they were actually shooting at us. The drone didn't kill children by accident. And those were grown men.
I'm in a basement. It's bad. You think you're gonna be in a better place in the Navy? You're gonna be in a fucking barracks. Boat, dog.
And by the way, you can fucking video edit from anywhere. Like if you want an adventure, which sounds like what you want, you can do your work from anywhere.
Go to Colombia.
Yeah, go somewhere cool. Yeah, absolutely. All you need is fucking internet, bro. So maybe follow your like adventure bent and just live somewhere else. That's the cool thing about having remote work. But anyway, we're rooting for you. We gotta go. Thank you very much. Eddie, my man, thank you, dude.
Great episode. Thank you.
Check Eddie's shit out. Anything in particular you want to plug?
Yeah, the Separate Bedrooms podcast.
Separate Bedrooms.
When I'm in LA, follow in your footsteps.
That's right. That's right. I'll definitely come do it next time I'm in LA.
For real,
for an extended
my
time
favorite
period.
pod. I would say it right here.
Thank you, brother.
I never miss an episode.
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much. Listen to the podcast. Check all the shit Eddie's doing out. It's fucking awesome. And we'll see you guys soon. Bye, gang.
Later, Baron.